I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know all those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Grand Millstone and Ruel. And I want to say peace and salutations to the elect, the nation of Israel. To you all, I say shalom. This is the brother Ma'ak Allah coming to you once again with another Lord willing lesson that's edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. And this lesson really is touching on a topic Elder Apostle Tahar brought out earlier today, and his lesson title was, or part of the lesson title was, the PC is controlled by spirits, right? The PC being the personal computer, right? And I've been working in IT, information technology, for the past about 8 years, not exactly, or probably between 6 and 8 years. And I'd have to agree with that statement 100%, man. And Lord willing, I could show some evidence which backs up my saying that too. But the reason I'm saying this is because, not to big myself up or put myself on a level or anything, but there's been countless times, at least hundreds, literally hundreds of times where people will reach out to me and be like, yo, Ma'ak Allah, I'm having trouble with my computer. This X, Y, Z is happening. And then I'll go over to the computer and it'll start working, without me doing anything. And it's like, and sometimes people would ask me, what did I do? And a lot of the times, I didn't do anything, but I can't just say that I didn't do anything. Well, sometimes they'll see it that I didn't do anything, and I'll just appear, and they'll be like, "Oh, it just needed your presence." And I've literally heard that hundreds of times, man. And even before the truth, but after I came to the truth, when that happened, I would just quietly say to myself on the way back to my desk, "Hey, call all you like Yabashim Yahushai, man," because I didn't do it. So if I didn't do it, who gets the credit? Even though the Lord gets the credit for everything, right? We're just vessels. Nonetheless, it showed me that there's something going on at a deeper level, man, that your normal eyes can't see and normal ears can't hear about. And the reason I'm saying this too is because you really can't explain the internet, right? They'll tell you things like, oh, IP addresses, DNS addresses, servers, host names, domain controllers, gateways, all this and that, subnets. They'll tell you all this stuff, but they don't tell you truly how the internet truly works, man. All that other stuff, servers, routers, IP addresses, just to monitor and allow people access to the internet. Because without those things, you can't get on the internet, right? But how does the internet work? How can I pick up my phone and even more than call somebody? How can I FaceTime somebody on the literal other side of the planet and it rings instantaneously and we can communicate without lag or anything like that? And that's sending a video and audio signal across the other side of the world, man. How can that be, right? They'll tell you, oh, it's signals, or it's underwater cables, underwater or buried under the ocean fiber optic cables, which is false, man. It can't be. It can't communicate that fast. If everything was plugged in to the same grid, it still wouldn't be able to communicate that fast, man. Because you would have to, my phone would have to basically send a signal to the phone carrier, which is the nearest cell phone tower, and that cell phone tower would have to send a signal to the main network, and the main network would have to send a signal across the other side of the world to the other person's main network, to their cell phone tower, to their cell phone. There would have to be a lag somewhere. I couldn't dial a phone on the other side of the world and it rings within 2 seconds, right? It would have to take at least 10 seconds. Back in the old days, when I was growing up, as a kid, and I was watching TV, and I watch old shows or old movies, and they'll show you how phones used to work, where you would call the operator, and the operator will literally have to physically switch your phone line to the next person's phone line you're trying to connect to. So you'll dial like 0 for the operator, like, "Hey operator, I'm trying to reach Mr. Smith's house." And then, because neighborhoods were so small, and everybody knew each other, they'll just move your line over to Mr. Smith's line, and they'll start ringing. You would have to physically move it like that. And that's when everything was connected. Now everything's disconnected. What is controlling these things? What is making these things operate, man? It's got to be a spirit on the left-hand side, man. It has to be. It has to be. There's no other explanation, right? So, but like you see this nigga Elon Musk say it himself. He said AI is summoning a demon, man. This is next level spirits that Esau isn't ready to handle, right? And what's gonna happen is gonna end up going above and out of their control. Just like the movie The Matrix. The movie The Matrix came out in the year 1999, and the movie was basically about AI taking over the world and turning so-called human beings into power sources to feed AI. Because what the humans did was to try to black out the sky and block the sunlight and the moonlight to prevent AI from getting power because it got too powerful, right? So it forced humans to move underground. This is why you got the city of Zion in the movie The Matrix. But nonetheless, they were basically saying, now you've seen Elon Musk 2 decades later saying, "Hey, AI is summoning a demon." All right, and he's making a joke, but a lot of truth is said in jest, man. All right, but I said all that to say this because Apostle Har made an edifying lesson about this too, man. And I'm going to go into the word sigil. The definition of the word sigil is an inscribed or painted symbol considered to have magical power, right, or sign or symbol, right? So sigil isn't necessarily wicked, but you do have wicked sigils out there. Or a sigil could be somebody's autograph. Your signature, that's a sigil, all right? Because it's an image or a picture of your name that represents you, all right? And they're not saying your signature has magical powers, but nonetheless, the reason I'm bringing this definition out because I googled demonic sigils and went into images, and this came up. It said collection of demon symbols and their sigils, right? And you notice how a lot of them are designed. They have the like a circle with a line connected to the other circles, and so on and so forth, and it ends with a circle. A lot of them are designed like this. But looking at this picture and then working with computers really all my life, so especially building them and putting them together myself, this looks like a motherboard, man. So when you go into Google motherboard zoomed in image, this looks like demonic sigils. If you look at this image here, with the circle and the line connected into other shapes, man, it looks like a demonic sigil. So, Apostle Har says that, PCs are controlled by spirits. I 100% agree. And this is why the internet has a hold on so many people, man. Because people don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So if they don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you're out here defenseless, man. People don't understand the level of war that we are in, man. This is next. This isn't a warfare where you just grab your gun and shoot the enemy. I wish it was that simple. No, this is beyond. Everything is a fight, man. The book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. The Lord is strong on his left hand and his right hand side, but his left hand is nowhere near as powerful as the right hand, man. All right, this is why you gotta trust and depend on the right hand, and lean in the right hand. When you delve in the left hand energy, left hand power, it's gonna bite you in the ass, man. Yeah, you'll get some power, but it's not worth what it costs, man. All right, and then Esau's gonna learn that the hard way because Esau lives in the left hand of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He is the left hand of Yahweh Shem Yahushai at the end of the day, man. Because all he does, like it says in Isaiah chapter 47, he really practices witchcraft and being a warlock from his youth, man. He trusted in that from always, man. He's always been about the left hand of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But if we depend on the right hand of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we can't be touched, man. Because the left hand isn't as strong as the right hand. All right? Verse 11, put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that ye may be able to withstand against the wiles of the devil. And it's going to that word wiles. Methodia. The methods, see the word method in there.
Strong's G 3180. Methodia. Methodia.
Cunning arts, deceit, craft, trickery. Cunning arts, man. Witchcraft is a cunning art. All right. Verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. All right. I wish it was as simple as, picking up a sword and going against your enemy, man. But we're not wrestling against flesh and blood, man. But against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And this is what we're truly fighting against, man. This is why everything outside of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is against us, man. Right? Our families, your loved ones, if they're not with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they're against you. Right? Friends, anything that you take pleasure in or take rest in, food, air, water, relaxation, all these things are designed to destroy us, man. This is why the scripture talks about how arise and depart, for this place is not your rest, or destroy you even with a sword destruction, man. This place is heavily polluted, man. Everything in this place is polluted, man. There's nothing that Satan has left untouched in this place where you could reside in, except for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. All right, verse 13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Right. And another thing about this too, when I look at this, cause I seen a video a couple months ago. I didn't pay it no mind. But now looking at this again, it probably does make sense. But the dude was basically saying how emojis come from demonic sigils, man. Like, I think he showed this one here on the top left. He said this is the laughing face emoji. This is right here on the bottom middle. It's the skull face emoji. But, he could be reaching, but I didn't look into it any further. But everything comes from something, man. There's nothing new under the sun, all right? Everything has a source, I should say, or an origin, all right? There's nothing you can look and say, hey, this is brand new. But also, Apostle Har, he went into Acts chapter 16. And I wanted to go into Acts chapter 16 too, because he went into the word divination. And it shows that how Esau, Edom, and the wicked, they understand how their spirits in the so-called PC, the personal computer, or really in the internet. And this is why they want to merge man with the internet. You hear things like you hear terms like the Internet of Things or IoT, where they want to put everything on the internet. This is why you see your washing machine, your dryer, your car, your refrigerator, your television. All these things are connected to the internet now, man. What's next? They want to connect man to the internet too, via the MOTB, man, the mark of the beast. All right. Actually, before I forget, I wanted to do this too. I just want to see something real quick. I wanted to see if I could zoom into an RFID chip to see if it showed anything that resembled demonic sigils as well. But you see, I got a computer chip implanted in my hand. Here's how I went. And this is what this is Revelation 13 to 16, man. This is propaganda to prepare you for it, man. When did this come out? September 11th. Yeah, oh wow, 2015. You know, I did in a previous lesson too how September 11th is the ancient Egyptian New Year's, man. So in ancient Egypt, they celebrated New Year's on September 11th, which is why, you know, speaking as a man, I believe 2001 September 11th was a ritual, man. Was a demonic ritual, man. All right, but nonetheless, let me go back to the book of Acts. Acts chapter 16 and verse 16. And it came to pass, as we went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with the spirit of divination met us, which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying. So Apostle Har went into the word divination, and it's pronounced Puthon, but the transliteration is Python. All right, so now let's go to Google. You know, Python, another word for a serpent, but also Python is a computer programming language, man. So we go Python language. How much is it used? Python is a highly popular, versatile programming language used in various fields, including data science, machine learning, web development, and automation. Right? How much is Python used today? Python is the third most commonly used programming language among developers worldwide. And that was back in January 21st, 2025. All right, so the world really runs on Python. So, again, Python going into divination, right? Of course, it's pronounced Puthon, but its transliteration is Python. And Esau knows this, man. This is Greek mythology, man. All right, it says in Greek mythology, the name of the Pythian serpent or dragon that dwelt in the region of Pytho at the foot of Parnassus and Phocis, and was said to have guarded the oracle at Delphi and have been slain by Apollo, a spirit of divination, right? And we go into a word, an oracle, that's a computer company too, man. If we go, I think Oracle makes Java, and Java is on everything too. Oracle company, all right. Oracle Corporation is a multinational computer technology company specializing in developing and marketing database software, cloud engineered systems, and enterprise software with a strong focus on cloud solutions and applications. All right. So Oracle, I think it's Java. Yeah, so Java comes from Oracle. All right, so, and it says Java is the number one programming language and development platform. All right, so you got Oracle being the number one computer software programming language, and Python being the number three. Python going into divination, man. All right, yo, this is it. There's no such thing as coincidence. All right, all this shit links together, man. I'm not saying, oh, the internet is wicked, but you see why so much wickedness is pushed on the internet. You see why it's so easy to access things like pornography on the internet, right? Even if you hand a child a tablet or a phone and let them browse on YouTube Kids, they're gonna run into some demonic ass shit, man. Even that nigga Lil Nas X had some demonic music video on YouTube Kids, man. All right, why is it so easily accessible? All right, because this is left-handed spirits, man. Left-handed spirits controlling this technology, man. All right, but if you're dealing with the right hand of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, you don't have to worry about this, man. Right, you'll be guarded and safe from this. All right, and going into or going back to Acts chapter 16, this shows you how the right hand is stronger than the left hand. This is Acts 16 and 17. The same followed Paul and us and cried, saying, these men are the servants of the Most High Yahweh, which show us unto the way of salvation. and did this she many days. But Paul, being grieved, turned and said to the Spirit, I command thee in the name of Yahushua Mashiach to come out of her. And he came out the same hour. Right? So the left-handed spirit, or the Spirit could have commanded Paul to stop prophesying. The Spirit could have commanded Paul to basically to flee Paul. The left-handed spirit could have commanded the Holy Spirit to leave Paul, right? But Paul and the right-hand spirit, the right hand of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, could control the left hand, man. And this is why you gotta depend on Yahweh Shem Yahshai. All right, I think it's 1 Corinthians 6. 1 Corinthians 6. I'll start from the top. Dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to law before the unjust and not before the saints? Right? Meaning, instead of dealing with Esau's courts, if you got an argument or disagreement, or if you're at odds with another brother, why not go to the saints of Yahweh Shem Yahshai? Why depend on Esau's judge, wicked as and unfair and unjust judges? Man? Verse 2. Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters? Right? If the Lord won't be part of that number, we're designed to judge the entire world, man. We are the judges, the future judges of the earth. Lord won't be part of that number. All right. So if we're able to judge the entire world, we can't judge small trivial matters, man. The small trivial matters, and then they may seem large at the time you're going through them, but in the grand scheme of things, they're really nothing, man. All right. Verse 3. This is the point I wanted to get to. Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life? All right. So we're gonna be judges over spirits, man. All right. This is a position of power. All right. So this is a position of power that the left hand can't obtain. Yeah, the left hand can obtain power, but not like this, man. There's levels to this, man. All right, but that's really it on that. And so I'm gonna close out on that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone of Ruwell. I want to say peace and salutation to the elect of the nation of Israel. Until next time, I want to say shalom and abad rabal.